But they asked me, like, what happened in hip-hop that caused seismic effects? It was clearly, 6 characters. We to me.
We to me.
WETOME. When it went from a we to me, and then half of it was a business initiative. It was like, okay, we can't deal with groups. Hip-hop started from groups because it dealt with, tossing the elements and performance art at you. MC and DJ and graffiti, breakdancing, everything was in conference, coming at people in order to move the crowd because you had to hold somebody's attention.
Right.
If your shit is whack, you're not holding nobody's attention, you got problems in New York.
Yeah,
so it had to be like this thing on stage that people were looking at. They're like, yo, it had to blow their minds, especially when it was all in order. Keith is my first DJ. I should say I wanted Keith's first MCs, I should say.
Okay.
Because they all had to go to the DJ.
Right.
So I'm saying that all of that was in particular conference with each other. Groups were very important. If you want to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for whatever it's worth, it's Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Yes.
It's Run DMC.
And Jam
it's
Master
the Beastie
Jay.
Boys, right? Jam Master Jay. It's groups in the 80s, and then that's the biggest difference. Record companies felt that it was a problem to have more than 4 or 5 voices, especially in the area of, we call it renegotiation. Because the N-word does apply in some situations. They ain't in a context of you throwing it around liberally. No, this is how they treated you and looked at you. And renegotiation. And it was always better to deal with one person than 4 or 5. And if I got to deal with one person through their lawyer, Negro, I ain't got to deal with you at all.
Right.
That's what it morphed into.
Your voice is
man, it's not even important. We saw, and Keith is a testament. You a testament to this, Reg. Seeing a lawyer representing the artist, jump to the other side of the company, then jump to another company, then jump to the side of the artist. Like, dude, what side you on?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they find out that the company ain't ever talking to the artist. Everybody's talking to lawyers, and now lawyers are talking to each other. Like, it's almost like they invent the words and then fight and pay each other over the words they fight over. It's like, yo, you concocted your own thing here. And when it went from we to me, that created issues for hip-hop. That created issues for hip-hop as an art form, as a genre, as something that fanatics could participate in and feel that they could follow it as religiously as sports. Yeah. We've seen a lot of people that even made it in hip-hop, and they've jumped off into different areas. And my thing has always been like, well, you jumped off into different areas because you went off into film, or you went off into these areas because them motherfuckers don't play with film. They don't, actors, I went into them, now I'm an actor, Yeah, their shit is like, we got a movie. When you do a movie.
Got to do another movie.
No, listen now. You're doing a movie with 100 or more participants to make this fucking movie.
Right.
We waiting for your ass at 7 fucking a.m. Be your ass in the trailer at fucking 5:30. Have your shit correct. There's 100 fucking people waiting on your shit. It ain't no individual fucking thing.
It's a group thing.
You know what,
it's
man?
It's a we thing.
It's a we thing,
right.
Not a me thing. So when I seen a lot of artists go into the me thing, then go into a we thing and something else, I'm like, why didn't you take the we thing and keep applying it to the fucking music?
Right.
Well, I'm saying, though, this is more like more my outlet from within me. I understand that. That's cool and all. But we also need to be better connected and to build an infrastructure of a standard. Like I said, the thing ain't about the damn N-word. I mean, if it was, why people treating it like it's their little brother? I'm just saying, I'm asking obvious. Why is black the curse word? Now you see somebody use the word black. Oh, you're talking about race. Oh, yeah. Oh man, you mean kill a white man. I'm like, I just said black people. Yeah. So I can't say black. But at the same time, you at a party with everybody spitting every N-word and smiling, but that's not the curse word anymore. That's the one-word national hip-hop anthem now. What council actually ordained this? Where did you sit there actually... they say, you know what? Ding! Officially now of this date. Anyway, it was a gradual malfeasance that happened in the early 90s that moved on up with individualizing things, people having different dictations of what the order should be. people dropping their guards, all kinds of. You take it over a 15-year period of time, and really 15 years ain't that long. That's 1999.
But it's long enough to raise, like I said, a whole new generation.
You got a person from 1999 that will bust your head open, or whatever. They in the water, for real, as grown people, learning how to shave. And all they know is how it might be okay to be disrespected, or have yourself disrespected, or how it's okay to disrespect someone else, all in the name of hip-hop.
Yeah.
That sounds like the new COINTELPRO. Hip-hop being used as the new COINTELPRO is an issue. J. Edgar Hoover would be very proud today.
He would love hip-hop, right?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't be that bad. He would go on to some other, dirt that he would do.
On to the next shit.
Yeah.
We were on tour with a Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. I mean, as 18, 19-year-olds. So I watched the show. I was a fan in the crowd. We rocked, we did our thing, and then I went out in the crowd and watched them. And, just being a student of the game, I think we all were like, let's watch them. Do you know what I mean? And
every night, just about every night, going out and watching and studying and being students of the game and learning, because we were new. It was a fresh and new experience for us. So everything about the road, the ups, the downs, all these, trap doors and all that kind of stuff you have to maneuver around, and we learned pretty much from them. They taught us the ropes, as they say.
This guy might be the reason we're all still around. He's a strict, straight edge dude, and he's like, y'all are partying all night. We got work to handle tomorrow. And this, you was 22. Yeah. So this is the type of maturity. We're 19. We're like, this guy's 22. He's old enough to drink and doesn't.
Right.
Wow. Maybe I should call it a night tonight.
I mean, we had just basically graduated high school. We graduated high school in June or whatever. And then we went on tour, I feel like it was in October. So it wasn't that big of a gap, you know what I mean? From just going from being in high school to being on tour with your idols, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't say we were super, super impressionable just because we had kind of a rich teenage life, you know what I mean? And just had to avoid a lot of pitfalls already. So we kind of regulated ourselves pretty well, but it was the people that we were on tour with were very serious about their craft, you know what I mean? And there were things going on at the time, De La Soul played us The Roots, and I had never heard them before. And, Tip played us some cuts off of Nas, Illmatic record, and it really, it just opened our eyes. We're on tour with people that we really respect, but they're, fresh new things also happening, you know what I mean? And so mastering the art of performing and recording songs and just the passion for the music, because I feel like looking at those brothers, it was all about the show. It wasn't about afterwards we're gonna go and kick it and do da 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 da, and I got this chick coming flying in, meeting me and all that. That wasn't even the focus. It was all about the performance every night, and they smashed it, killed it every night. You know what I mean? So for us to sit there and watch that, the songs are just incredible already, but the energy that was on stage. De La Soul probably, I can't think of too many people that I've seen that are better than them. You know what I mean? They're just so on point. They have fun. They switch it up every night. It's just they're just having all this fun. You know what I mean? You would watch them smash it, and then Tribe would come on and kill it even harder. So it was just, for us, I think, we were kind of standing in the shadow of these giants, and they really were on our side. They wanted us to succeed. They wanted us to come out and do well at the shows. There was no, I can't even, I've heard other artists talk about, this artist kind of stepped in my way, and they didn't like the way we was doing our thing, so they hated on us. We didn't even have any concept of that, because they were just very supportive. It was we were so fortunate. I can't even say,
No, it's crazy what he's saying. It's so true. Like, it set the tone for our industry experience. Like they even when they smashed, they still sat down and critiqued the show every day. So you're serious about the show on tour. Hey, there's fun, whatever. There's buses, all this kind of stuff, but serious about the show on tour. But then also the part where it's like, let me show these younger guys. You got to understand, everybody in the room is 24 or under, probably. The oldest person on the entire tour maybe 26 or something. So these are all young guys, but they always were like, let me put you onto this. Or, hey, come down to my room, let me holler at you about something. So that's, in turn, how we've sort of moved throughout the industry. I think that's had a lot to do with our success, is that it's like you're building coalitions and inroads and friendships and all these things, and it's based upon a mutual love of this craft. And I don't think that if we would have had a competitive, some of the experiences we hear about other artists, I don't think that we would have had the longevity we have now, because they came at us with such open arms and such open hearts. We thought that's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. And I think that us spreading that same kind of love to people who've come behind us. I mean, we brought out guys on tour, Eminem, Little Brother, all these people who are now doing well, but at the time were just starting. And I think because we were embraced with open arms and we moved that way, it's helped us to maintain sort of throughout the industry. But it's crazy. Like, that tour, we still lessons from that tour we use today, like after, 10,000 shows, being around the world 20, 30 times. And so.
Like, specifically which lesson?
Bring your own sound engineer. My goodness. Light used to be, not Light, what was his brother's name? Skeff. Skeff used to be getting it in. I mean, bring your own sound engineer. What
don't
else?
Cuff the mic.
Don't cuff the mic.
Like, that was like a huge problem for us, because we would just be like screaming and holding the mic, and like we had all this energy, and the crowd would be reacting to our energy, but it wasn't translating.
There was no clarity.
Yeah, and so they would be reminding us like, "Yo, that was dope, but you guys cuff the mic too much. Like, don't cuff the mic." So then we would look at each other like, "What you talking about? Don't cuff the mic." Like, we would see each other cuffing the mic, and hey, don't do that, So I mean,
what is interesting in hearing this, because it's like you like hearing this for the first time. It's like, wow, that was your vision, behind your eyes and your experience. And I'm like, wow, for us, it was the 93 to Infinity album was incredible. It was a masterpiece, and it's like, yo, they speak our language, and it's like, wow, they're label mates as well, so they're going to go through the same struggle. We don't want them to go through the same struggle. Let's roll, and our approach to touring and taking it from a professional perspective came from Chuck D. Our first big tour was going on opening for Public Enemy, and we got 6 minutes. And, and this was like, I'm trying to think what was popping. It was like, I think this was like Check the Rhyme. No, was this like? Yeah,
we were on the Check the Rhyme.
This was what was going on? Yeah, this was like Check the Rhyme, just fresh off the plate. Like, we thought in New York we were fine. We like, yeah, we on, but we got sunned so badly, and it was like the lesson, like 6 minutes. And thanks to Chris Lighty, may he rest in power, was, yo, we gonna give them the hardest 6 minutes ever seen in a 5-hour tour. There was like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Kid and Play, Ice Cube, Ice-T. Who else is on that tour? I can't remember. So many people, and it was just us and leaders.
Oh, wow.
You got a T-shirt from that tour after that?
I wish. So, we up against like powerhouses, and it was like 6 minutes. This is what you have, and what are you going to do with it? And I remember before the tour, Chuck sitting us down and saying, I'm responsible for your life. So whatever you do out here it's going to fall on me. Like, I'm responsible for your life. So whatever you want to have fun, get into trouble, whatever, but I'm responsible for your life. And hearing those words, it's like, yeah, not only, like, you're going to make the tour look bad, it's like, I'm responsible for your life. And that, just hearing that was like, oh, this is serious. Like, yeah, we can have fun, but that was the aspect that brought the professionalism aspect to it. So, and, bringing you guys on, we wanted to kind of like share the same sort of information, but also you guys, with the whole high road movement, it was like, clearly these guys are doing something right. and their business acumen. And then you look at it now, how many years later are we talking? And it was 21 years. And even what you guys are doing with Hyro Day is reflective of just, what was occurring in the origin, which preceded Tribe Called Quest, in my opinion. It's just a matter of your local community and what you guys were doing at the age of 15 that brought you all the way to There Is Only Now, and it's pretty powerful. There Is Only Now is the album title. They're not saying
Yeah, we know. We're all not in agreement. Yeah.